I thought you would see from the video, they will show you, they have shown you some of the farms, they have shown you the factories, but I wanted you to see the homes. But you can see some of them from here, like those ones here, from here. You sit there, Mustamao, Mchibunda, aho Mchibunda. Chibunda hari. Mustamao. Mchibunda. Mustamao badekao, nidaguma ni badekao. To show on video the homes, but they haven't shown them. But I can give you some of the figures. The milk produced in Uganda has gone from 200 million liters per year to now 7.2 billion liters per year. Milk collection has improved tremendously, with players in the market rising from about 15 operators in 1986, collecting only 400,000 liters annually, to a total of 647 fully equipped milk collecting centers, with a total collection capacity of 3.2 billion liters per day. These are owned by dairy cooperatives, private individuals, companies, and processors. Uganda's processing companies have increased from one company, the Dairy Corporation Limited, which was processing only 60,000 liters per day in 1986, to currently 145 companies with a processing capacity of 3.2 billion liters per year, or here they say 2.8 million liters per day. These are employing mainly women and youth. Dairy processors range from large, medium, pasteurized liquid milk, yogurts, cream, ice cream, fermented milk and cheese, whey protein, white sauce, eshabwe, milk-based beverages, e.g. Nutri-Bushera, among others. The dairy sector is valued at, these figures, we need to check them. Here they are talking of some figure, but I had seen 3.8 trillion shillings. The export portion of which brings in US dollars 106 million per year. We are aiming at 20 billion liters. Why? Our population will be soon 50 million people. Each person, to remain healthy with all his teeth in his mouth, like me at 78 years, needs to drink 210 liters of milk per year. 50 million people therefore need 10.5 billion liters. We need another 10 billion liters for export that will bring us US dollars 637 million. The Kiruhura Kazo area today has 284 coolers and sells 1.4 million liters of milk per day. People. I'm therefore very happy that you, the women of Uganda, are here to witness this transformation I've been telling you about. The whole of the cattle corridor have got this message and have embraced it. Parts of the districts involved are found in Isingiro, Kashari, Chiruhura, Kazo, parts of Uganda, Liantonde, parts of Rakai, Sembabule, Chejegwa, parts of Gomba, parts of Mbende, Chiboga, Chenkwanzi, Nakaseke, and Nakasongora. It was after this success in 1995 that I made a countrywide tour of the whole country, telling you about Kulembeka, Jolopi, Aiga Akipi, etc. And in the 1996 NRM manifesto, we put in the 4 acres model. To remind you, the 4 acres model would get you to put coffee in 1 acre, fruits in the 2nd acre, pasture for zero grazing Frisian in 1 acre, and food crops in 1 acre, bananas, cassava, etc. In the backyard, those interested could put poultry, a piggery, and those near water would do fish farming. These are activities that have got a huge global market that we have long ago confirmed and have a good return per acre per annum. With these, we cannot go wrong. New ideas are coming up, macadamia, cashew nuts, etc. We shall analyze each of them and judge as to whether we should put them in the 4 acres model. The 4 acres model is part of what we call intensive agriculture. It is designed to benefit the country, but particularly benefit the smallholder. There are other products that the country needs, but do not fit in the intensive agriculture. They come in what is called extensive agriculture, getting small income per acre, but doing it on a big scale. This is where maize, sugarcane, cotton, ranching, tobacco, etc. come in. While the Parish Development Model deals with the 4 acres model, Uganda Development Bank, UDB, will handle the extensive agriculture. However, I want to accuse your people of the cattle corridor, whom the NRM had got out of poverty, but who are determined to go back to poverty. Sanga. Abanyankole naza kubegura omushango. Umusho gw'Abanyarwanda bari habona. Sanga is a good place to open the case against the people of the cattle corridor because it is only 8 kilometers from 8 miles from the highway, where the eclipse of the sun of 1520 of Wirakabir happened, forcing the Banyoro king of the Banyoro of King Orimi I, Ritamahanga, to flee and abandon all the cattle he had looted from Rwanda for the Banyankole to share among themselves. 8 miles from here, the king of Bunyoro, Orimi I, was coming from stealing cows from Rwanda. And then there was the eclipse of the sun. Being primitive, he thought that the world had ended. He ran away and left all the cows, and the Banyankole took them. It is 8 miles from here. So this is a good place where to accuse you, the Banyankole. The Banyankole called those cattle Empenda ya Munoni, which means a huge herd of cows, thousands and thousands, which was found at Munoni in Isingiro, rather than dividing by shares, Mgabo. This is the big danger now. Because these people, have you got some homes? They didn't manage to get any pictures. Sure, I want to see. Where are they? Those are now the Wanyankore you are talking about. That's how they are living now. From the grass huts. And they have solar, they have water. But now, they are in danger of going back. Because the problem is that because of no Manyankore, efumu yanyu, gata munonga, tugevuishe mbeho. Amezi rubo agati akaгаtabura. Konga kana ko gare kagahora gagarka gafu. Mbona kana mwafuka mwagarka nko kwanyu. Mwagarka mbukafiri. Because of lack of I think education. When the heads of the family who have done those things, built those houses and followed what we did, when they die, the children, like ants, descend on the wealth and divide it up. I want my share, I want my share, I want my share. Oh. So now this is the new danger. But now, and this is where these MPs, please, the new war now is to educate these ignorant people not to divide by physical division, but emigabo. You can have the same, like that house, how would you divide it physically now? One will take one room, another one will take another room. Why don't you keep the property together and you use the modern method of shares, whereby you share the profit that comes from the business? This is the new danger now. So if you are not careful, these people are going back to their poverty. This achievement we had made is in danger because you, the leaders, you don't see for these people, because for us we saw for them. If you leave them, like I have had, even some people who are a bit educated, there are some people I don't want to mention. Recently somebody died and then I rang to find out. Say, oh, how did you share things? Oh, the children divided the property. Really? This is a crime. This is a crime. So this is the offense number one. I have opened n'abatabazi omushango abanyarwanda bona omushango nagwanjura kandi kuri warahangana nayo hangana we yacyura kukundi zayatarija kumbuza atabunchi wayetiza abanyankore bakayita ubworo kandi no ranziyari. The second problem is that they don't do what the other woman was doing. I'm very happy with the first woman, the one who was growing grass. Was growing grass. There is what they call oxugegansa in Rinyankore, which means when the children are doing work, they can say, oh, you be the one to do the work. If you don't do it, I will not do it. It's called oxugegansa. Now, Africans, oxugegansa God. If God, you don't grow the grass, the cows will die. But God has got his seasons. He arranged it for you. And he gave you capacity. Grow the grass, like the other woman who was in the picture. So these are the two offenses I am opening against the Banyankwere. My appeal to the people of the Cattle Corridor are two. Stop fragmenting wealth when the head of the family dies. Share by emigabo, not physical fragmentation. Secondly, grow pasture and other foods like maize, sorghum for the cattle. Do not just depend on what nature prepares. You may say, how does all this help the women? We came here for women, and Museveni is talking about commercial farming, etc. The woman is part and parcel of the family and society. When the families get out of poverty through commercial farming, through manufacturing, through services, through ICT, the four sectors, it is easier to address all the other marginalized groups, including the women. Because your theme, women in science, Honorable Mongi connected it well. He said you cannot be a scientist unless you went through primary school, and you went through secondary school, and you went to university. But I want to go further back. You may not even go to the primary school if the home does not have income and food security. Because even when we say the government pays, the children should study free in the government schools, you hear them saying that children are coming at school without food now. So now, then these greedy teachers and their headmasters start now collecting money from people who have no food. If he has no food, where will he get money from? We must have lunch money. The issue of lunch should be solved at home. So you cannot have, this woman will not be a scientist, or you will not get many of them, you will get a few, but it is easier if the whole society comes up, gets out of non-money economy into money economy, then you will be able to get more scientists, both men and women. So talk holistically, don't talk partially. You cannot maintain backwardness and somehow you get a few scientists and you think they would help the situation. You must have the general transformation of the society. Will the welfare families pay for the girl child to study or not? Show me a daughter or a son of a rich man that has dropped out of school on account of not being able to pay the school costs. Families getting out of poverty is a good base of solving other problems. Yes, you may get greedy men who get rich and abandon their wives and children. The question is, are they really rich? Or are they just having some little money, while previously they had nothing? Otherwise, if the families are rich, the courts of the state can even discipline irresponsible husbands to share wealth with their spouses. If the husband is rich but irresponsible, the wife will go to court and the court will force the husband to give share to the wife. But if it is an irresponsible poor husband, what will the court force him to share? Say, go back and share poverty. So please, don't mix up issues.